Dr. J here with another life coaching session. Before I say that, I just want to thank everybody for blessing me this week by sharing my videos. It has been amazing. I'm getting a lot of responses from people who are being helped, and I'm so appreciative because I can't get this out by myself. So thank you so much for helping me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Today, and make sure you share this video also. Today, I'm actually going to be talking about who hurt you. And a lot of times, because I talk to and counsel so many people that sometimes I think about different things that I need to use for topics without using, people's stories or their names. But this particular thing I've actually had experience with. And so today I want to talk about who hurt you. Have you ever been in a situation where you are around, friends, loved ones, co-workers, people who are in your circle, and there are times when you just don't know what's going on. You feel like you've been blindsided, and to you, everything is going great, and all of a sudden, that person around you just switches up. You don't know what happened. You don't know what triggered them. You have no clue what's going on. All you know is that they're lashing out or they're treating you in a way that hurts. And you can't even figure out what you did. And so I want to speak to you today because I want to help you to understand what's going on, because a lot of times when that happens, and I'm speaking from experience, as I said, when that happens, we tend to take on those feelings and we're trying to figure out, like, what did I say? What did I do? And you literally walk away from the situation hurting because you don't know what happened. And also, you may try to ask questions and you notice that they don't want to talk. They don't have anything to say. They're being a little indifferent towards you, and you're just clueless. And it can be hurtful. It can be very confusing. And you just don't know how to deal with it. And so today I wanted to speak to you because, first of all, I want to say to you that you didn't do anything wrong. You're just being yourself. Everywhere you go, you're being you. And don't stop being you. We all, have changes that we need to make in our lives. But what I'm saying to you is don't try to adjust to this person's temperament. You don't need to do that because it's not about you. It's about them. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So I don't want you to feel like you have to adjust. I don't want you to walk away feeling hurt. And I know this is easier to say than to do, but I don't want you to walk away feeling hurt or feeling like you did something or feeling like, you need to go back and apologize for something that you didn't say, do, or participate in. No, what I want you to do is understand this, that a lot of times hurt people. And I know we've heard this growing up, hurt people. And so you will run across people in your path who are going through a lot of hurt, a lot of internal pain, and they have not addressed. They haven't addressed, and they're holding on to it. And a lot of times, and this is why I always say in my coaching sessions and when I'm counseling, communication is key. Communication is so important, because if they just said, you know what, I'm hurting, or something you just said triggered something inside of me, that would squash all of that behavior. But because they have not learned how to communicate and use their words, they act out. You know how your children would act out when they were little? And you're trying to figure out what is wrong with you, and they're just acting out. Well, as adults act out. Adults will act out, and adults will, instead of expressing themselves to that person and saying, you know what, I'm really hurt, I was really triggered by what you said, they start acting out. And you could literally be in their presence, and all of a sudden they spaz out on you, and you are just, I've been in that situation, and I'm telling you, I know how it feels. You're just clueless. You're standing there like, okay, what just happened? It's almost like you flipped the switch, and you're like, what happened? you know? And I've been in those situations where I've been in tears because I was just like, what in the world did I do? Like it was so hurtful. So I understand that feeling. I totally get it. And this is why I wanted to come on and say to people who are going through it, it's not you. It's not you, sister. It's not you, brother. It's not you. It's the other person. And when that person does not address the issues that they have, it falls like a ton of bricks on everybody else that's around them. You know how they say everybody get it? Everybody gets it. So it's not just you feeling it, or it's not just me feeling it. They're dropping bits and pieces of their pain onto other people. Do not be a repository for anyone's pain. You don't have to do that. And let me share this with you before I close. The best way to deal with those people, it could be family, it could be friends, it may be your spouse, you know. Now the spouse is a little different, because I'm not going to tell nobody to get divorced, leave, and all of that. Y'all need to go to counseling. If it's your spouse, you know, go to counseling, get some help. But outside of that, you have the right to remove yourself from that situation. And it may hurt because you might be really close to that person, and you know you're doing your best to try to work through it. But why go through life walking on eggshells? Why be in situations where you feel like you got to be careful with your words because you don't know which way the wind is blowing, or you don't know how this person is going to come out of pocket? Why put yourself in those situations? And this is what I want to say to you. You want to teach that person a lesson to help them to understand that, because a lot of times they will deflect and they'll start saying, you are the problem. I'm acting this way because every time you say this, or every time you do that, or every time you come around, it's always you, and they can never see themselves. And so what I've learned and what I'm going to teach you today is sometimes you have to be quiet. Because see, y'all know me, I've often said that I have to close this gate right here, because this gate really gets out of pocket, and it used to be worse, but it's gotten better, y'all. It's gotten better. But that's a trigger for me, just being honest. But the thing is, you have to learn how to close your mouth and move back, because when you recognize that you are not the problem, there's no need to address. Because what you do when you start addressing and you start answering back, you're feeding into what they want you to do. They're miserable, they're hurt, and they want you to feel the same way. Imagine being miserable. Imagine, having a lot of pain in your life, and a lot of pain that you haven't dealt with. They may be embarrassed or just too hurt to talk about it. So they're walking around with all this pain, and they're just, every time you see them, they're just tight. And you come around and you're bubbly and you're laughing and everything is going on great to them in your life. Everything looks like it's amazing. That triggers them. They can't handle it. And so what they do, the claws start slowly coming out, and they find something to say about you. They find something to trigger you, especially people that know you. They find a way to get up. You ever had somebody that just gets up under your skin? They know you, so they find a way to get up in that skin so they can pull the beast out of you. The best thing you can do is to close your mouth, because now you understand what's going on, and you pull back and allow them to have the floor. Allow them to have their space. Allow them to miss you, because you're not going to call, you're not going to show up, you're not going to be around. We're not going out to the movies. We're not doing any of those things anymore. Allow them to miss you, because people have to understand that once you disappear, that he wasn't really the problem. She wasn't really the problem. It's me. And they have to start, they start thinking about themselves, because they're going to miss your presence. They are. And you have to allow them the space to do that. And you have to give yourself permission to pull away and say, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve it. I'm not going to put up with it. I'm not going to be a participant. I'm not going to be a repository. I'm going to pull back, and I am going to allow them to vent as much as they want to throw tantrums, to do whatever it is they want to do. I just won't be there. And it's going to hurt. You may shed some tears because this may be somebody near and dear to your heart. But you have to ask yourself, how many times am I going to allow myself to go through this cycle? I promise you, it's a cycle. So one more thing before I go. And I apologize if this is a little bit longer than my sessions, but I need to help somebody today. One more thing. As I tell people, watch patterns and watch cycles, because it always comes around in a cycle. And you will notice, maybe, I followed this person. I followed this person all the way back to about maybe 1 or 2 years ago. Because I said, you know what? This is a pattern. I wasn't paying attention until this year. This is a pattern. And it happens around the same time. Now, sometimes people have gone through a traumatic situation, and that traumatic situation, like the next year may come, and it might be the 1 year or 2 year or the 30 year of this traumatic situation, and they just spaz out on everybody, and nobody knows that they went through a traumatic situation. They just spaz it out on everybody because they haven't dealt with that pain. I'm making myself that now. Oh, I'm asking myself that now. Yes, Cherie. And good. You know, that's what we all should do. Ask ourselves those questions. And, some people have not dealt with that pain that they're going through. And so every year in their mind, they're triggered. Every single year when this traumatic event that happened to them, they're triggered. And they just start spazzing out. Nobody knows what's going on, but everybody gets it, And then you have people who are just hurting. They can hold it in. And I always tell people, you can hold it in, but so long, and then it's going to come out. And so they're holding it and holding it and holding it. And all of a sudden, that glass gets too full and it starts coming out. And if you happen to be in that room at the time, you're going to get it. And so you have to watch, because if that person is doing something, because we all have our days. None of us are perfect. I have my days as well when I don't want to be bothered with people, period. We all have those moments. But if you find that it's a cycle and it keeps repeating itself over and over again, pay attention. Take mental and physical notes, because this person is actually hurting. This person is actually going through something that they're not ready to get help with. They're not ready to express. They're not ready to share. All they know how to do is vent. And so to help yourself, good morning, is that, I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on, Latoya, I think. So in order to help yourself, I wanted to give this message to those in this coaching session, to those who are dealing with people who are hurt, people who are hurting, and they try to pour that hurt upon you. And what I want you to know, again, in closing, that you don't deserve it. Don't put yourself in it. Start working on you and ask yourself, why am I here? Now that I understand what's going on, do I really want to be here? Do I really deserve this? Do I really want to keep opening up myself to this pain? I come to you and I'm happy and I'm thinking we're going to have a good time. And do I really want to come to you do I really want to walk away being in pain and hurt and confusion because I don't know what happened? Those are the questions that you have to ask yourself as you move forward. Because you know what? We all deserve happiness. We're all going to have troubles. We're all going to have things that's going on. But you know what? You need to enjoy life to the fullest. If God wakes you up every morning, you need to enjoy the day. And anybody that's coming into your day with their hurt, their drama, their pain, you need to make a decision about whether or not you're going to receive that Don't help anybody carry their luggage. Don't help anybody carry their baggage. Let them work it out on their own. And the only way that you should be there assisting them and helping them is if they want it. But if all people want is to vent on you and use you as a punching bag, you have to decide and make a decision if this is where I need to be. I promise you that if you choose yourself, you're going to be so much happier, you're going to feel free, and you're going to understand everything that I just said in this life coaching video. Okay, guys, have a great day. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And always know that you deserve the best. You are a priority. You are a priority. And if people don't respect where you are and who you are, and if they don't allow you, if they don't respect the boundaries that you've set up, you have a right to remove yourself from the situation. I always say that everybody has a right to their opinion. So you have a right to remove yourself from the situation. Allow that person to have their opinion. Allow that person to vent. You just won't be a part of it. Okay, so I hope you all have a great day. I do see your comments. I will, as soon as the video is over, I will get to your comments. I appreciate you all so much. Please make sure that you share this video, because there's somebody out there who's going through this, and there's somebody out there who needs this. And to those of you who are hurting, I want to close by saying, get the help that you need. There's mental health facilities all over. Behavioral health. Call your physician and let them know that you're not feeling well. Get the help that you need so you can enjoy life. Life is worth living. Don't make yourself miserable and others miserable as well. If you are really feeling like you're on the verge, and I thank those of you who have reached out and have said to me, I'm feeling suicidal, I need help, today is not a good day. Thank you for trusting me enough to say that. And I will say to you what I've said to them: get the help that you need. We can't do it for you. I can't do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. There's a 988 number that you can call 24 hours, 7 days per week. Call that number. Please don't sit there in pain. Please don't sit there contemplating suicide. Life is worth living. Okay, everybody, I hope that you learned something from this coaching session. My apologies because it was a little bit longer than I normally do, but I felt like it needed to be said. Okay, have a great day. My name is Dr. Lady J. Make sure that you share this video so you can empower and inspire somebody else. And remember, you are the priority. All right, everybody, take care.